Hi everybody, Nick here, and I got a review today that's a long time in coming, and that's of the Edge Pro Apex 4 sharpening system. So, this is a really nice system. I've talked before about the Spyderco Sharp Maker. I did a review of that, which is really good for keeping a sharp knife sharp. But the Edge Pro is a system that can take you all the way from dull as a freaking butter knife to obscenely sharp mirrored edge, like this. Hopefully you can see this. It's a really nice mirror finish on that side of the edge there. And I'm kind of proud of that, don't mind me. But anyways, this is a gem, and I'd like to talk a little bit about what comes in the kit and why I like it so damn much. First off, the kit is beautiful because it comes with a whole bunch of different grit stones. They're all the same size. This is a 120, 220, you got a 400, which is currently mounted on there. You got a 600, you got your 1000, and then you've got these aluminum sheets, aluminum backers with a little bit of, it's basically a film on there, but that sharpens to 2000 and 3000 grit. I have actually gone one step further and purchased a glass plate onto which I can put I believe it's a 6000 grit, but that's not really, strictly speaking, necessary. But all of this comes in the kit. I don't think you get the Sharpie, but or maybe you do, I forget. And the cardboard obviously was cheap. And it comes with this water bottle as well. This is meant to be used wet. So you generally soak the stones before you start using them, and then you can just use this little sprayer to put some water on there. I actually use a mix of water and Simple Green, which is a degreasing kind of detergent. It smells nice. It helps to clean some of the crud off of the knives as you're using them. As you're sharpening them, and, yeah. But you can just use water. And then I added in this little bit, which is a jeweler's loop, which lets you see very closely the exact edge of your knife and see, for instance, if you're having trouble getting one part sharp, look in and see, oh, okay, well, the edge is a little pitted out here, so I'll need to go a little harder on this, or, oh, I folded over the edge here, so let me go with the other side. It's very humbling in a lot of ways to look at your edges through a loop, but it really can be pretty helpful. How this works is that you put your knife, hold on just a second. First you soak your stones, and then you take your knife and you put it down here, and you adjust this here in such a way that the edge of the knife is just hanging off, like here. And then all you need to do is that, after you've set your angle, in one smooth, lightweight motion while holding the knife steady, you run the stone along the edge of the knife. And then when you've done that, you move to the other side here. And I'm not even going to try and do it because I'm using the wrong damn set of hands for this. But nonetheless, you just keep going. There are a billion Edge Pro tutorials online. I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to talk about why this is a gem and why it's a good thing to consider. Allows you to set variable blade angles, so it sharpens damn near anything. I mean, I've sharpened some very thin edges, and I've also gone pretty thick on things. So, don't be concerned about, oh, well, maybe it won't work with my knife. Unlike the Sharp Maker, which really has only two angles it's happy at, this is happy at whatever angle you'd like. And you can find the angle very effectively by putting a little Sharpie on the factory edge, and then seeing at what angle you need to be in order to completely remove the Sharpie with each pass. And so that's a nice little trick. One thing I also added here is this little guy. This is a drill stop collar. Here, let me pull this off so you can see it a little clearer. Come on now. Here you go. It's just a drill stop collar. I think it's 3/16, but don't quote me on that. And basically what it allows you to do is set the angle using one stone and then transfer that same thickness onto another. And what I mean by that is if you look at two stones, so here's your 1000 grit and here is your 120 grit, the 1000 gets used a lot more by me, at least, and you can see that it's a lot thicker to use. This bottom one is a lot thicker. So if you set your angle using a very thick stone and then you move to a very thin stone, that's going to change your angle. Using the stop collar, and there are good tutorials online, you can avoid that issue, which is really nice and allows you to get nice consistent bevels throughout all of the grains. Throughout all of the grits. So that's kind of the Edge Pro. There are some other accessories you can get. This is a leveling plate. which is meant basically to allow you to level off your stones. It comes with some silicon carbide, and you just put the carbide on there, and then you rub your stones in the carbide, and that makes sure that they're perfectly flat. And that's a good thing, because the stones tend to wear a little unevenly. You'll get some convexity to it. The edges wear down a little quicker. So that's a nice thing to have. But if you've got another stone leveling method, then do that instead. The other nice part about this little glass guy is that you can actually use this as a base to put the Edge Pro on. And that keeps all of the dripping metal shavings and, well, not shavings, but metal dust and simple green from soaking into your kitchen table, which I'm sure your partner's going to appreciate. So that's nice. It also comes with a nice carrying case that shrinks the whole affair down a little bit. I mean, it's hard to tell, but it's not a very big thing. I just got it shoved in the corner of one of my closets, pull it out when I need it, put it away when I don't. Unlike some of the other systems, which come in big old Pelican cases the size of the Ark of the Freaking Covenant. Yeah. So, like I said, I've been really super impressed with the Edge Pro, and it comes with a DVD to teach you, and there are a billion YouTube tutorials. The big bugaboo with this system is the price. The Edge Pro Apex 4, which is what I've got here, and which includes all of these grits except this guy, is about $250. Now, at some level, that's, whoa, out there. And at another level, it's really not. You can think about it this way. This is a $270 knife, Sleesh Bowie Spyderco. Great thing. The difference between that is that when you buy a new knife, you just get a new knife. When you buy a new sharpening system, every knife in your collection improves once you've figured out how to use it. This is the case if you buy a Wicked Edge, if you buy a set of bench stones, which is cheaper, by the way. If you've got the coordination to really maintain that consistent angle, bench stones are the way to go. I don't, so I use that. But when I got the Edge Pro, every knife in my collection got better. Even some of your basic knives, like your Spyderco Delica, became infinitely better when I could put a really stupid sharp edge on there. The other thing to remember is that some of the fear of using and dulling a knife goes away. If you know that you can put a knife better than the factory edge on a knife, you can put an edge better than the factory one on a knife, you're not going to hesitate about using it to break down some boxes. You're not going to hesitate about using it every damn day, because it gets dull. Oh, cool, I get to do some sharpening. No problem. And you put it right back to where it started. And that's a beautiful freaking feeling. It also lets you do sharpening for your friends, your family, your enemies. I don't know why you'd sharpen your enemies' knives, but you could if you wanted to. And it can also be used on kitchen knives very successfully, which is nice. I don't talk a lot about kitchen knives, but they're fun too. And you can do great things there. So, the big question is, how often do you need to sharpen a knife? If it's once every 6 months or so, and you've only got 1 or 2 knives, then, you're gonna you can send away to just an expert professional for a long time before you hit the cost of this. But if you're a guy who's buying knives used online, like, for instance, I recently bought and reviewed, and I'm now throwing around the room. Sorry, not a skilled man. Your Benchmade 941, which is a really tough steel, S9DV. And I bought it, and it was really dull, because I bought it used. Although you can buy them new really dull. That's a different rant for a different video. But nonetheless, I was able to buy it used with a crappy edge, advertised as such, and then put a really nice edge on it. And that felt really good. And I've done that before, where somebody sells a knife that's dull as a butter knife, that lowers the price by $20, and you can make it perfect. So again, if you're in the knife hobby, or if you're a kitchen knife person, for all of you, the kitchen knife guru for all your friends, this is not a bad way to go. It will pay for itself in emotional joy, because it's kind of fun to use, I'll be honest with you. And just in knowing that any time you use a tool, you can fix the tool. And that's kind of another really nice feeling. So, Edge Pro, and by the way, the other thing to think about is the Wicked Edge system. I actually don't have a horse in this race. I've never tried the Wicked Edge. Sounds nice. The reason I went here is because this is a lot more compact. The Wicked Edge comes in your big Ark of the Covenant Pelican case, and it requires your marble slab and everything, and that seemed like a whole big affair. And you get 2 of every stone because you're doing it on both sides. I can see how that would be nice, but I'm really, really happy here. And this is probably 3/4 of the price, half the price, something like that, of your high-end Wicked Edge system. I'm not saying you shouldn't go there. I'm just saying this is not a bad place to go at all. The other thing I'll say is be wary of crappy Chinese knockoffs of these. The system itself is not that hard to make. I mean, it's a platform kind of thing, and plastic and some metal. I mean, you could make this device pretty straightforwardly. What you're really paying for are quality stones, and these are nice stones. They're not like super Chaucera gems of stones, but they're good, and they work. Whereas you read online, people, oh, I bought a Chinese Edge Pro, and now the stones have fallen apart 3 days later. Like, well, what do you freaking expect? I got nothing against the country of China, but cheap Chinese stuff that's imported to undercut American manufacturers generally doesn't tend to be high quality. So just keep that in mind if you're looking around and thinking, I could save some money. You might not in the long term. So, Edge Pro, freaking gem. And more so, it makes all your other freaking gems even more gem-like. I think that metaphor is ending now. And I highly recommend it. And, I hope you, if you get a chance to pick one up, do, and I hope you love it. Because I have definitely loved mine, and it's really improved my appreciation of the hobby. And I know it's improved the sharpness of my friends' and family's knives, kitchen and otherwise. So, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you very much. Bye now.